In this episode, we build the entire database for the app. Every table we'll need for the whole series. It's a longer episode, but once it's done, every future episode just builds features on top. No more touching migrations after this. We need 4 things: an admin flag on users, a doctors table, a weekly availability table for each doctor, and an appointments table. And here's how we'll work. For each new table, we scaffold the model and its migration together in one command, then fill in the migration and the model side by side. It keeps each piece of the app in one tidy place. Let's go in that order. Later we'll have an admin area to manage doctors. Only admins should see it, so users need a way to be marked as an admin. Now, the user model and its table already exist. They shipped with the starter kit. We're not creating anything new here. We're modifying a table that's already there. So this is the one case where we reach for a plain migration on its own, not a model. Remember that distinction. New model plus new table means one command together. Changing an existing table means just a migration. PHP artisan make. Migration add underscore is underscore admin underscore to underscore users underscore table. That's the command we need to run. A single Boolean column, defaulting to false, so every existing and new user is a normal patient unless we say otherwise. While we're thinking about users, let's teach the model about this new column right away. Open the user model and add is_admin to its hashtag, Fillable attribute, and its casts, so we can set and read it cleanly. Column added, model updated. Users are done. Now onto the tables we're building from scratch. Here's our first new model, and this is where the single command approach earns its keep. Instead of making a migration and then separately making a model, we do both at once with a -m flag. That one command just did 2 things for us. It created the doctor model and app models, and because of the -m, it also created the create_table migration. The M stands for migration. Laravel is even smart about the name. It saw the model was called doctor and named the table doctors, pluralized for us. If you ever want to scaffold even more in one go, -mf adds a factory too, and -a gives you the full set. But for us, model plus migration is exactly right. Let's fill the migration first. The shape of the table, name, specialty, and an optional bio. The specialty is what the AI will match a patient's problem against, rash to dermatologist. Now the model that -m created for us. We'll use the modern Laravel 13 style. PHP 8 attributes like hashtag, Fillable on the class, instead of the old protected $Fillable property. The starter kit's user model already uses this style, so we'll stay consistent. Let's start with just the top of the model, the imports, the Fillable attribute, and the 2 relationships, and we'll add the clever method afterwards. Notice the hashtag Fillable attribute right above the class. That's the Laravel 13 way to declare which columns can be mass assigned. In older Laravel, you'd have written a protected $Fillable property inside the class. The attribute on top is the modern replacement, and the starter kit's own user model already uses it. So we're staying consistent with the code that shipped with our project. Then 2 relationships. A doctor has many appointments and many availability rows. These let us write natural code later like doctor arrow appointments to get everything a doctor is booked. Now let's slow right down on the interesting method, slotsFor, because it's the quiet workhorse of this whole app, and I want to build it up a piece at a time rather than dropping it on you all at once. The problem it solves is this. A doctor doesn't store a list of appointment slots anywhere. They store, I work Mondays from 9 to 5. Somebody has to turn that into the actual bookable times. 9, 10, 11, and so on. That somebody is this method, and both our AI and our admin screens will lean on it. So it's worth getting right in one place. Let me walk through it line by line. The first thing it does is look up the doctor's availability for the weekday of the date we were handed. We ask Carbon for the day of week of the date, a number 0 through 6, and find the matching availability row. And here's the very first thing we handle, the failure case. If the doctor simply doesn't work that day, there's no row, so we return an empty array right away and stop. Handling the nothing here case first, before the happy path, is a habit that saves you from a lot of null-related crashes. If we get past that, the doctor does work that day, so now we generate the actual hourly slots. We parse the stored start and end strings, like 9 o'clock and 1700 hours, into Carbon time objects. Then we walk a loop from the start, adding 1 hour each pass, stopping before we reach the end, and each step records a slot formatted as hours: minutes. So 9 to 5 becomes 9, 10, 11, all the way to 4. Notice start.copy. Carbon objects are mutable, meaning add hour changes the object in place. So we copy first to avoid accidentally moving our start time. That copy is a classic subtle bug I want you to never hit. We centralize all of this here, so the AI and the admin screens can never disagree about what available means. Each doctor works different days and hours, so availability gets its own table. 1 row per working day, per doctor. Same approach. 1 command for the model and its migration. Model and migration, both created. And notice Laravel pluralized doctor availability into doctor_availabilities for the table name. It handles that awkward plural for us. Migration first. Day_week is a number from 0 to 6. I'm using the same convention Carbon uses. 0 is Sunday, so later our code lines up with no conversion. Start_time and end_time are simple strings like 9 o'clock, and the unique constraint means a doctor can have at most 1 window per day. Now the model. Same attribute style. Notice casts is a method that returns an array. That's also the Laravel 13 way, and it's how the user model does it. There isn't an attribute for casts, so this method stays. And the belongs to is the other side of the doctor's has many from the last section. Now the model, everything revolves around. We build the table complete, including the columns we won't use until later episodes, like the reminder fields. Designing it once now means we never alter it again. 1 command as always. Let me highlight the important columns. Doctor_ID links to the doctor. User_ID links to the logged-in patient who booked. It's nullable, so we can stay flexible. Patient_name and patient_email are who we're booking. Schedule_at is the exact moment. Reminder_in records whether the patient wants an email reminder. The AI will set this. Reminder_at lets our reminder job avoid emailing twice. And the unique constraint on doctor_ID plus scheduled_ means the database itself refuses to double book a doctor. The cast turns scheduled_at and reminder_at into carbon date objects, and reminder_opt_ and into a real, true/false. Two relationships. An appointment belongs to a doctor and to a user. That's all 4 models and all 4 migrations written. Every table has its model right beside it. Let's create the tables. You can verify the tables have been created using this command I use here. It gives the table summary. Let's seed an admin user and a few doctors with weekly schedules, so we have something to demo. Each doctor gets a different weekly schedule. That variety is deliberate, so the AI has real choices to reason about. We use first_create and update_create, so running the seeder twice never creates duplicates. Let's run the seeder now. A quick word on that command, because it's a sharp tool. Migrate. Fresh drops every table and rebuilds them from scratch. Then, seed runs our seeders. It's perfect right now while we're building, and there's no real data to lose. But burn this into your memory. Never run migrate. Fresh on a production database. It would wipe every real appointment and user in an instant. During development, it's your best friend. In production, it's a loaded gun. Before we celebrate, let's do something that separates confident developers from hopeful ones. Let's deliberately try to break our own database and watch it defend itself. Remember that unique constraint we put on doctor_ID plus scheduled_at? I claimed it stops a doctor being double booked. Claims are cheap. Let's prove it. We'll drop into Tinker, which is an interactive PHP playground wired into our app. Use this command to start a new session on Tinker. Now let's book the same doctor at the exact same moment twice, on purpose, and see what happens on the second attempt. These are 2 requests. We need to run them both at once. Press enter to see how it responds. The first one succeeds. You'll see a fresh appointment object come back. But watch the second one. It throws a big red query exception complaining about a unique constraint violation. That red error is exactly what we want to see. It means that even if a bug in our code, or 2 patients clicking at the very same instant, ever try to book one doctor into one slot twice, the database itself slams the door. This is defense in depth. We'll also check availability in our code, but the database is the final, unbreakable backstop. Type exit to leave Tinker. That's the entire database done. Users with an admin flag, doctors, their weekly availability, and appointments ready for everything to come. And we've seen with our own eyes that the double booking guard holds. We built each model and its migration together in a single command, and we will not touch a migration again for the rest of the series. Next episode is the exciting one. The AI agent and the tools that let it read and write all of this data. See you there.